So, when dealing with a project or some type of circumstance that you are going through, the thing that we at times do is that we continue to try harder and harder and harder to resolve the situation. Right? I found myself in that circumstance many a times before being familiar with these principles, where I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, and the thing to do was to continue to try. So I believe that when you see yourself doing that, to stop and listen to what I have to share in this video. If you want more information then about the subject, you're also welcome to join me at my blog at Living Reality Dreams. My name is Edna Castillo, and I am a life coach from Living Reality Dreams. And Bryce Pritchard, in this book, U2 Squared, he talks about a fly, and he basically says that there's a fly burning out the last of his short life's energy in the futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story of the fly's strategy. Try harder, right? But it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try harder enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through the raw effort of determination. The fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. But yet across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. And how many times have you seen yourself act similarly to the fly, where we keep banging ourselves against the situation and continue to just try and try and try harder? And we know that trying harder only leads to diminishing returns, right? There's a point in time that you are no longer getting the results that you want. Tony Robbins says, if you want to have something done, if you want what if you do what you've always done, you'll always get the same result, right? So doing the same thing over and over again will result in the same thing. So what do you do in that circumstance? What is the thing to do? Well, my recommendation is to, first of all, examine your thinking. What are you thinking at that point in time? Are you then at that point in time defeated and now telling yourself, this is really hard. I'm never going to get this right. Or this feat is really impossible. I'm so exhausted. It feels like an uphill battle doing this thing. Right? We do tell ourselves that once we find ourselves in those situations, but this is the time to stop. Put the pause button on and say, what in the world am I thinking? My thoughts and words have the power of manifestation. So when we have limiting thoughts as that, we will manifest what we are conjuring up. Henry Ford says, if you can, or you think you can't, you're right. So whatever you're thinking will eventually be the result of what you're thinking. So my recommendation in this situation is to press the pause button and start speaking words of encouragement to yourself. This is easy. I am successful. With ease and flow, I can achieve X, Y, Z. Or, if you're a believer of the power within or the power that breathes you, say, my God, and I have this. We're going to get this done. So you have that power of actually bringing spirit into the process and helping you along. The second thing is, the word try, right? Is the word try part of this vocabulary when you're attempting to do this, when you are endeavoring to accomplish this feat? Well, the word try has no power in it. It's a word that basically says that you're are making an attempt to do this situation. And I know it's a nuanced way of looking at it because it's such a word that is used within our society, a day in and day out. But when I hear myself say, I'm going to try to do that, I take a step back. I've trained myself to take a step back and say, well, is that really something that is speaking to my heart? Do I have a burning desire to get that done? And if so, the word try is out the window because my subconscious mind is listening. It's listening to the determination that I have to do that project, to get this done. So keep that in mind. If you hear yourself, I'm going to try to get this completed, really take a step back and figure out, is this something that I would love? Or really, does it really not matter enough for me to put that effort into it, right? And lastly, you are in the reflection mode. Reflect on these 3 questions. Why do I want to change the situation? So in the situation that you are wanting to make change, and the thing that you're struggling to work harder, what is my motivation in this? Why is this that I want this changed, the circumstance to change? Is my desire and motivation stemming from fear, which is equatable to ego, or is it stemming from love? Is it stemming from love, something that you would love the world to have? Or is it stemming from the fear of not having or not being good enough? That will give you an indication also as to how you can invoke the power within to help you. Because the higher powers desire, our God, the desire is to give us what is in our hearts. But when we are acting in a state of fear, or in a state when not all concern will benefit, then the thing that we're wanting to accomplish has defeat all over it, because we're not in line with the laws of the universe. We're not in line with the life of flow. So those are the 3 things that I have to share with you today. I invite you to go to my website, Living Reality Dreams, and read more on the subject. In the blog for this week, I actually go into detail about how to act when you're deciphering that you're acting from fear, how to move forward in those circumstances. And I also cover the art and science of manifestation. So how do you manifest the dreams that are in your heart? I believe that your dreams are born of spirit's whispers and from the point of power, listening to that inner voice. It's speaking to you to create the life that you deserve. And the dreams are basically just encouraging you to move on and be into your own becoming. But steadfast action leads to the results. So stay committed to yourself, stay committed to your dreams that are brewing in your heart. And I'm here to support you whenever you are called to call. And in the meantime, feel free to listen to these blogs. These messages. And I'm also on YouTube now, so it's a wonderful thing to be able to communicate to so many of you. Know that I love you very much, and until next week, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.